Greetings, my friends, and welcome to Trizity Traveling. Hopefully it's welcome back to Trizity Traveling. I'm still your host, John, and today we're flying back from Cocoa Beach, Florida. More specifically, we're flying back from Orlando to Denver on our way back home to Boise. We are trying out United Airlines' new, improved in-cabin service. Or something like that. I'm not a normal United flyer, so I don't know if this is really an upgrade or not. But before we get to the trip report, please take a second to click the subscribe button, hit the reminder bell, and you'll be notified of future content. Today's flight was on May 20th of 2021, and the Orlando International Airport is not quite up to full capacity yet. Rental cars are only operating out of the A concourse, and United operates out of the B concourse. At least the ticketing desk is in the B concourse. So we'll start today with the walk from the rental car center in A over to the B baggage drop-off area. We begin today in the garage, the A side of Orlando International Airport. While I was there, only the A side rental car counters were operating, so my rental car was dispatched out of A. I think in more normal times, you could get a rental car in A or B. The main occupant of the A side is Southwest, while on the B side, you get United, American, Delta, along with Spirit. So I quickly made my way from A over to B so I could check into the Premier Access aisle of United Airlines. Premier Access is for those customers in first class. I do have a bit of time to kill, so let's go see what's open. It is fairly early in the morning, so not everything is open in the food court. Looks like about 50% open, but I might as well get out to my gate. Gates are accessed in Orlando via a SkyTrain. The train ride is about a minute from the main terminal to the satellite concourses. And I'll be flying United Airlines on a 757-200 today, and I've purchased passes for the United Club. Last I checked, the United Club in Orlando was closed. We'll see if that's still the case. I'm headed to Denver, and I've read that the club in Denver is open, however. And confirmed, the United Club in Orlando is not open. At least it wasn't open on May 20th. And you see that guy in front of me? He will be my single serving friend on today's flight. Entering the business class cabin after making the left turn. This business class is arranged in a 2-2 configuration and features flatbed seating. It's a bit dated. I'm in 1F today. Each seat features a universal power plug, the USB jack, reading light, and on request headphones for the 3-plug headphone jack. There's a bed preset, adjustments for your leg, lumbar, and back, as well as the upright seat adjustment for takeoff and landing. Tray table in the center console, and a large touchscreen monitor for each of the first class passengers. recently added movies. About 75% old movies. As I've mentioned in the past, this is kind of expected during the COVID era. Hollywood is not producing a whole lot these days. Starting to pick up. Alert! 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 That looks like a blanket. A real blanket. First time I've seen a blanket in business class or first class for more than a year now. And we're off to Denver, departing to the south. Quick flyby of the Disney parks. Very easy to pick out Disney Epcot, the big silver globe. Back to the seat features. The seat includes a remote control, quite handy as the screen is quite a ways away from you. I didn't find that the remote actually worked very well, however, so I ended up touching the screen anyway. Ended up rewatching Fight Club. Oldie but a goodie. If you've not watched it, that's where Single Serving Friend references come from. Service began with beverages and, in my case, a snack box. Same snack box I had on the way there. Hot sandwiches were also offered. My Single Serving Friend partook in that. Obviously, that's not going to be gluten-free, so it's off limits for me. But the snacks in the snack boxes were okay. I look forward to the days of being able to select a gluten-free meal in first or business class. Second beverage service. Stuck with orange juice. Seemed very tasty. The Avgeek loved moving map. About a 3.5 hour flight from Orlando to Denver. I really like United's summary flight details page. This is a very nice infographic in my opinion. And longtime viewers will know that I love to see another airplane flying in proximity to my airplane. Never did get a really good look at this, but I think it's a United or a Delta 737, I think. Sorry for the shakes. And just like that, we are approaching Denver. Time to put the tray table away. I used the seat preset to get back upright. Thumbs up today go for the excellent service. No complaints about the service other than the fact that it's very limited in its selection. The flight itself was uneventful, and I enjoyed the lay flat seat. This would be the only way to fly a 757 overseas. Sit up front in the business class cabin. Final announcements from the crew as we reach Denver International.
Gentlemen, let us be the first to welcome you to Denver, where the local time is now 11:21 in the morning. To help provide more space as direct to the aircraft, we have changed our deplaning process. Once we arrive at the gate, the seatbelt sign has been turned on. We do ask you to please remain seated until we begin the deplaning process. We're going to deplane first class cabin first, and we're going to continue on with row 7. As row 7 goes on, we will do row 8 and so on and so forth for each row. So please, we do ask you to remain seated when we reach the gate and the seatbelt sign has been turned off. That way we can provide a little bit more spacing and social distancing. We do thank you for your cooperation, keeping your fellow passengers safe at this time.
If you have any questions or comments about flying with United Airlines, or questions about Cocoa Beach in Florida, please post them below. I love to respond to real comments. And as always, gonna wish you and yours safe and happy travels. See you next time.